I was telling the people, I wanted to have you on because I love you to death. You're a boss babe, and every week I like to cover a boss ass bitch that I know, and you one of those.
Period.
So please tell the people, tell us who you are and where.
I know Domo, aka Domo Jones, and I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I live in the Bay now. I've been living in the Bay 4 years. Hey y'all.
Welcome, baby.
Right. And yeah.
Okay, so tell us how you got into the entertainment industry.
So I got into the entertainment industry kind of around in high school. So in high school, we used to have this thing called, like we did like our school news or whatever like that. You know how they used to do the announcements and stuff? Yeah. So we used to do our announcements in like a little TV setting. So it was like a TV show that we used to produce. And like, I kind of got like my start doing it that way. When I ended up graduating and going to college or whatever.
Where did you go to school?
I went to North Carolina Central University. Okay. Home of the Eagles. Yeah, when I went to college, I'm not gonna lie, I got a part of like a lot of different student activities, and one of them was our student activities board, and they used to host this thing on campus every day called 10:40 break. Not every day, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:40 a.m. to 11:35. We would have like pretty much a block party on campus.
Lit.
And whoever was like the midst of the organization would have to host those things. And just so happens, I ended up being the midst of the organization, so I had to host it. They put a mic in my hand, and it was a wrap. Okay, honey. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna eat it. I'm doing something right now. Cheers.
Cheers, bitch. Like, what you sipping? I got sangria. Sangria that I made for National Sangria Day about 2 weeks ago, baby.
Ooh, I didn't even know there was a National Sangria Day.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little Pinot Grigio. They didn't have Riesling. I love Riesling, but they didn't have no Riesling here. So we're going to still keep it on the light because it's Friday, and I usually turn up on Fridays, but we're going to keep it real light.
What is it, Pinot?
Huh?
What is it, Pinot?
Pinot Grigio, uh-huh. I like white wines. I'm not a red wine drinker. Red wines be...
I definitely am more of a white wine drinker. It's more like pears and peaches. Super, super fruity. I have some Pinot Noir from time to time. And I do like, I like Syrah. Get some reds that I would fuck with, but I go to is definitely white wine.
I'll go to a white wine ASAP. Yeah. Red wines, it has to be like a sangria for the kids, or that's it.
Right. Me and Delilah, y'all go and get y'all drinks, baby. Come on, tune in.
Right. Hello. Cheers.
Right. Cheers. So, how the heck did you decide to move from North Carolina to the Bay? Like, what made you move from that side to this side, and what was that transition?
So for me, I had already been moving around my entire life. Like my story, from the moment I was born. A lot of people don't even know I was born in Tacoma, Washington. I lived there for 3 days. Okay, I lived there for 3 days before my mama moved me.
Carry or something?
My aunt was my uncle was in the military. My aunt was living out there. My mom ended up going out there, and that's how she had me. My mama talking about she just got her Moscato.
Yes, Moscato. Come on. Every time y'all take a sip.
Exactly. Hold on. Every time everybody get a drink, I'm going to take a sip.
Right.
Take your sip. Everybody taking sips on live right now. So, so I was born in Tacoma, Washington, and then my mom moved me. And I had been living in like Virginia, and we moved from Virginia to DC to North Carolina. And upon graduation in college, I moved to New York to get my start. That's how I got my start like in music, because I had already been into radio. I had been doing television when I was a junior in college. I was doing like a news, ABC, which y'all have ABC, I think channel 7 out here. It was Channel 11 in North Carolina. So I used to do that type of work as an intern when I was in college. And then I was also an intern at our radio station, where I had a lot of different opportunities. And I thought I was going to just go right into radio right after college. But that didn't work out. And thank God it didn't work out, because I ended up getting an internship at Sony Music with this label called By Storm Entertainment, which was actually managing.
Ryan Storm's label, right?
Exactly. They have
the legend.
Yeah, that's how you got your, outside of Tina Davis, that's how you got your Chris Browns and stuff like that, and your J. Cole's and your Miguel's. And at the time, that's when J. Cole had just launched. They was managing J. Cole and Miguel at the same time. So that's how I kind of got my start. And my mentor that I was working under, his name is Chris Cornish. Shout out to Chris Cornish. Because of him is how I got to Empire. So in 2017, he ended up landing the job as our director of music licensing and publishing at Empire. And he was telling me how he might need some help. So, at that time, I had been in radio. I had been a radio personality for a pop station for about 2 years at the time. And I was just like, it ain't no money in radio as a personality. I'm going to be honest. Like, you got to be able to have contracts and on top of being able to do different endorsements all the time. So for people that don't know, it ain't no money in being a radio personality. It's more being famous and rich. That's how I explain it. That's it. So for me, I was looking for something better and bigger. So I was like, let's go back behind the scenes of music, since that's what I did when I made the first leap in moving to New York from North Carolina. So he was saying how he needed some help or whatever the case may be. And I was like, let's get it. I don't know what just happened to my phone. It did something weird, but he was like, he needed some help. And I was like, all right, I needed a change anyway. So I was like, hey, let me apply for some positions over at Empire. A lot of people don't know the first position that I was going for, I didn't get it, but I didn't let that. I just wanted to be like our office manager at first. Okay. Just somewhere for me to get into the door. That was my whole idea. I was like, get into the door, I can make the rest of it shake. Like, it is what it is. And I've always been that type of person. Like, even when I used to intern, a lot of people don't realize you got to start small first. Like, if you can just get yourself into the door, your work will actually speak for itself. Like, whatever you really want to get done is going to speak for itself. So don't even trip about the small stuff. So for me, I was just trying to get into the door, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just move anyway, because shout out to my godmom, Susan Murphy. I met her maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, when it's so much to my story, it's crazy. So in 2013 I had the opportunity to interview to be a radio personality at KMEL and at the WOW. So I had just came out to San Francisco for the first time in 2013 for those opportunities. Unfortunately, I came out here thinking I had a friend. My friend kind of left me for dead, and I ended up meeting my godmom, Susan Murphy, who ended up saving my life back then. So when I met her, we just kept a great relationship. So when I decided to make the move in 2018 to come and move out here, she was very supportive in being able to help me or whatever the case may be. So that's how I ended up being here. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just make the move regardless if I had the position or not. I was just gonna make the move and see what happens. And here I am. Look, now I'm working at Empire.
Bitch, okay? Because baby, you definitely made some shit shake, okay?
And you know, if anybody know, you know.
Bitch, okay? Period.
A lot of people don't know. They think that, oh, you know, she just moved out here and just had all this. No. I was working at a Boys and Girls Club, you know, trying to survive. Remember having to get rides from other people.
I remember Boys and Girls Club.
Like, really just out here just trying to make it shake before I got this opportunity. And now here I am, running our studio, helping. We just got another studio in New York, so I'm helping build that team, and assisting with other things that we got going on, putting my hands in this A&R bag and getting some publishing off of these songs and stuff like that, and learning this business.
Right. Okay, I'm going to get into that in a second. sure I touch on that. Before I go there, talking about where are some so I'm curious, what are the music like North Carolina, New York, as opposed to here?
Okay. So the main difference would be like everybody understands the debate. A debate has almost like a cult type of following when it comes to the music. It has its own sound, its own like movements, and its own scene based off of like the hyphy movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you see like the progression of the Bay, they're trying to showcase that it's not just hypey music. Like we offer more here than just what you may think that you know. Can you hear me? Because I know.
I can hear you, but then they said my audio going out, so
I was about to
I'm
say I know I was going out a little bit.
yeah, sorry about that, y'all.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Um, as a poll, and that's kind of the same thing about North Carolina. A lot of people, when they think North Carolina music, they think people like Ninth Wonder, J. Cole, Mez, things like that. So it's more of a lyrical, melodic type of vibe. But then people have to realize you also have people like P. Pablo and the Baby that they're trying to make their whole, understanding that there is multiple subgenres outside of the one genre that you think can come out of this space. So that to me, that's the similarities in it, and just the differences would just be um, the size. To be totally honest, to me here in the over in California, like y'all kind of like I said, it's like this cult following in a sense. So it's like it's so many of y'all because one, the state is so large. Like the state of California is like 3 states. So being able to market to so many people all at one time, then be able to help catapult like what you have going on and things of that sort. It will take an artist on that side of the world to have to do a little bit more and tap in with 3 other states in order to be able to get the same type of coverage and range that you guys will be able to get.
That's interesting for me because I feel like they forget about us here in the Bay. I feel like we left out of a lot of conversations that we should
Yeah.
brought up in. So it's interesting to hear you say they have those issues over there that I feel like I'm personally having as an artist. Like I need to break through, other outside of the Bay. So
But
okay. Uh oh.
most of that though, my bad, I had went out.
Yeah, it's okay.
Most of that also has to come with the fact that, because like I said, with that whole cult following, when you know that you can get hot in the span of 3 states, you don't think to go and expand out. And that's one issue that a lot of artists here have, where they don't branch out. You got to get away from here because of the fact that if the same people are just knowing you, then only the same people are going to keep knowing you. You want other people to know you, people that have no range, have no, not a way of, I guess, you being tangible to them.
What are some? So okay, I received that. How would you suggest for an artist who doesn't have any out-of-state connections but wants to network out of state? You being a person who came over here, don't know nobody, you know what I'm saying, going on as far as in the music. What advice would you give to a person that wants to navigate in those type of settings in branch of their hometown?
Utilize times and festivals.
Okay.
So A3Cs and your South by Southwest, that right there gives you 2 different locations that you get to be able to network in, where there are things going on at the exact same time. Because a lot of people don't realize, all right, they'll be like, well, I don't know what's going on in these areas. Okay, so find out what's going on in these areas and then go to those things, so then you can network with the people that's out there and they're, making moves out there. The main thing is to tap in with the people that are actually making those moves, which are the DJs and, the personalities and things of that sort. So being able to tap in with those people, that's how you make those moves. You go when there's something going on, if you're unsure of what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Shorty Smalls. That's a great tidbit, right? Definitely artists in here checking, popping, getting a lot of plays at. Definitely a great idea. Thank you, Shorty Smalls. So I'm like an extroverted introvert. Like I have a super outgoing personality. If you know me, you know me. But if you don't, then you definitely don't, and you might won't. And I really deal with social anxiety, and I have a hard time like going outside and networking just on my own. And you being a person who moves from the East Coast to the West Coast on your own, literally not knowing anyone, your crazy ass popping up to shit and don't know a soul. Baby, how did you do that? Tell me, give me some advice on how I can move in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest, for me, it was being focused and knowing the vision. I knew that first I did a little recon work. Okay, I'm on social media. I'm looking at hashtags. I'm figuring out, all right, who's the who of what. Oh, this is the DJ. Oh, okay, this person's the artist. Oh, this person is this person. All right, cool. So then I know who, where, when I'm going to these places, who I'm looking for and who I'm trying to tap in with. I don't really care. I don't see those other people in those rooms because the other people in the room don't matter to me. Only the people that I feel like are the most important personally to me is who I'm trying to tap in with. Overcoming, being able to go into those rooms again, it was just the focus and the mission. I had already made this jump in 2013, and then I ended up having to go back to North Carolina. I knew when I came out here, I wasn't going back to North Carolina. So it was either sink or swim. So if that means going to show up to an event by myself, I had to go do it. You know what I'm saying? Because sitting in the house was not going to get me the results that I wanted.
Right.
So for somebody that wouldn't, I would say that's not like myself, I would just say, if you want to get those results, then you need to tap in with somebody where you at least can have one other wingman. You know what I'm saying? At least one other wingman. That's it. But that's also just knowing, who's PR, somebody that you can tap in with that do PR promotions and marketing and things like that. So then that way you're in these rooms with these people because they already bring these people around.
Right. So if you can't speak, at least find somebody who can.
You got somebody that can speak for exactly.
Right. Okay. Noted. So we kind of touched on how you got, how you wiggled your way into Empire. How did you actually land the role of operations manager, and what does that role entail? What's your day-to-day like?
Okay, so the operations manager is a position I gave myself. My actual title is studio manager, but I call myself the director of operations when it comes to the studio because it's everything inside and outside of that building and anything that involves that building. So it's not just like the studio. How I got that position, it was literally, I had been living in a Bay for a good 18 months. Count them, 18 months right now. I've been living in the Bay at that time. Not at that time, it was 18. So I went to BET Awards weekend. I was a personality for Karen Civil's website, KarenCivil.com. She's been a big mentor in my career over the years. And I was at a party that her and Young Dolph, rest in peace, Young Dolph, was throwing. And just so happens, I was going to say hi to Gazi. So me and Gazi had already met prior to, you know what I'm saying? He had like interviewed me a couple of times, had brought me in, kept, seen me around or whatever the case may be. But we had never made anything like really shape. So I was just going to go say hi. And as soon as he seen me, he was like, yo, I've been looking for you. And I'm like, so I ain't coming. No.
Right.
And he was like, yo, I got a studio and I want you to run it. I was like, all right, well, look, there it is. I'm going to run your studio. Look, period. I'm going to run your studio. I didn't know anything about running nobody's studio, but, I know how to make shit work. So it wasn't too hard to make it work. And here we are, almost 3 years later.
Okay. Oh, girl. I've been in that studio with you, too, baby. You be running out, okay?
Letting people tell it I run it like a warden.
Oh, well, niggas. Bow the fuck down. Stay in line. Oh,
look,
well.
It's either running like that or we won't have no studio. How about that?
Right. So that's kind of like my next question. Actually, having a boss ass role and being a woman, oftentimes the only woman in the room up at Empire. How do you kind of command respect in the building? You know what I'm saying? How do you keep everything under wraps?
To be honest, my team, they hold it down, and the people that come in there, they just give me respect. I don't know if it's just that black woman effect where they like, yo, she ain't gonna play no games with me, so I ain't gonna play no games with her. That kind of people like kind of hold it down, but a lot of them are just like people I had already built relationships with. A lot of these artists I've already had relationships with, or I give them that respect. I show them, you know, that I understand who they are, or most of them, like I said, a lot of these artists I either know of, or whatever the case may be. So I give them the respect that they deserve and the respect that I demand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, I don't disrespect you. You don't disrespect me. You disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you. Like,
period. Right.
Yeah. For me, I feel like that's what has been the thing. It's like a lot of the times things could go left, but they wouldn't go left because people look at me and just be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. Like, she wouldn't take it there. Let's not take it there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel that. I think I agree and identify with what you're saying. I haven't really, you know, I had a couple of sleazeball, cheese balls try to, you know, slime me on the low. You know, you get them. You got to nip them in the bud. But for the most part, like, definitely, I give respect, so I get respect. You know, like I
And
said.
also, in my position, because of the fact that Gazi makes it known, like, when you see me, you see him. So it's like, if you disrespect me and or this building, you're disrespecting him. So at the end of the day, a lot of people just don't want those problems.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they don't want those problems. So it's like, hey, let me not even, you know, take it there with her.
So for sure. So you had tweeted a quote earlier today. You tweeted a tweet and you said something of you having some A&R under your belt this year. Can you please elaborate on that, ma'am? What you got going on, little mama?
So today, a lot of people may have seen that Babyface Ray, Lance Strip Chip, and Pusha T released a song called "Dancing with the Devil."
We seen this.
With that song, pretty much I just helped make that song happen a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into all the little details of the situation, but I helped make the song happen, and because of it, it's now a masterpiece. Now, I had no hands in making Pusha T happen. Shout out to Caroline, another most definitely dominant woman in this industry that is holding shit down. Like, she most definitely did her thing, but just understanding my position and what I bring to the table at the studio and the value that I bring to the studio, allowed this moment to happen. We'll just say that.
That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you, friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To me, this was just a good way of just showcasing that this is not something that a lot of people as studio managers, they take on and do that. Like, a lot of studio managers just do their job. But I know that in order for my building to run, the connections and the brands that I created prior to me being a part of Empire, I have to keep those things in mind. And I told myself that at the top of 2022, that was the goal. Like, don't get lost in just being a part of Empire, that you lose who you created and what you created ahead of time. Because if you're doing your job correctly, they're all working synergy. You know,
Right.
me bringing the contacts that I have, and the relationships that I've been able to build with the In the Know brand and tapping them into the opportunities and the artists that I have here at Empire, then just creates more opportunities for us all.
Hell yeah. Exactly.
And in this energy, and in this instance, that's exactly what happened. Someone I had a relationship with before I started working at Empire just showed up at the right time, asked me to do a little, you know what I'm saying, do what I do, connect dots. I connected some dots and hey, we got some publishing off of that thing.
Right. Facts. I'm gonna address Shorty Small's question here. She said, "Do you see yourself moving up to an A&R?"
Oh, facts. That's right, actually around the corner. Y'all will see. This
Okay.
year, look, this year I'm not even making no like real announcements. It's like I'm gonna let the work speak for itself, because for me, like I said, when I had did this post, when we did this whole 10-year challenge, like 10 years ago is when I really stepped in the doors of Sony Music and started my career. You know what I'm saying? And that career has gotten me here. So it's like, at this point, I done did my 10,000 hours. So it ain't no more, you know, making announcements. Just let the work speak for itself, and you're going to see me outside.
Period. Like, fucking boss, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Period. That's right, friend. Okay. So speaking of being a boss, let's get a little bit more into it. Your company, In the Know Consulting, right? All right. Let's talk about what that is, what type of services you provide, and also what is the difference between working for a company and running your own company.
Sheesh. So In the Know Consulting, it started off as just my blogging brand because in 2013 I launched my own blog. It was In the Know with Domo. In 2014, it ended up being a web series that I had created with the No Show. And it was just exclusively, you can find it on iknowdomo.com. As the brand started to grow in 2016, I started working with a company called Medium PR Agency, which is now Medium Creative Agency, and started utilizing my relationships from blogging to actually assisting artists with getting placements and more exposure and things of that sort. And then also during that time, I was also still on the radio. So it was like, it all just kind of worked together where I was assisting artists with getting their exposure when it comes to DJs and music and radio, but also getting them the exposure that they needed on blogs and brands and things of that sort. So then when I decided that, hey, this is what I'm doing in all these different realms, I might as well put it all together and create my own agency. And In the Know Consulting is what it is. It was a way to not box myself in because everybody knew me for one thing. You know, I would have some artists that would reach out to me and be like, yo, I want to tap in with DJs and I want to get my music on the radio. And then other people would tap in with me and be like, hey, I'm trying to get blog placements. And I'm like, okay, if you know me, let's put it all under one. It's all under one. It's all consulting. That way you can't say, oh, this is what she do for one thing. No, this is what she do for all things in entertainment. So it's an entertainment consulting firm. And currently those are the services that I assist with, also with artist development. Now that we have this realm where I have Empire behind me, we're most definitely, depending on the clientele and where you are, you know, then we actually start thinking into how we can pitch you into possibly getting distribution or a deal or whatever the case may be. That's now added to the list of things and services that we can bring to the table. So it's, for me, it's just basically helping artists get to where they want to get to, how they want to get there. And it's just based off of where they are. For me, a lot of people just used to call me and pick my brain and have a whole lot of questions. So it's like, now here I can answer all your questions from this one central location. Hit my website, bam. You tell me what you need help with. Literally, if you tell me what you need help with, I can find a way to help you, whether I'm helping you or even outsourcing the help to get you the help you need, whether it's a website or EPK, you know, whatever, your cover art, you know what I'm saying, getting it mixed, getting it mastered, like all of it is one-stop shop.
Yeah. That's what's up. Definitely much needed. I'm going to say from an artist standpoint, you know, not having a full team, doing everything by myself, making my own EPKs, making my own graphics, making my own press releases, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, absolutely, that help is fucking necessary, y'all. So if you on here, you know somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody, please tap in with my girl Domo Jones. She is definitely well connected, definitely know what the fuck she's talking about, and definitely can put you in position. So
and I make it so that I am the liaison between it all. So it's like, I have no problem taking the fall when things don't go right, because I'm going to ensure that these things go right. So it's like, it's less stress for my clients when they come to me. It's like, I'm not, you know, adding you to 1,000 other people. Like, I take the fall on everything. I hold it down. So it's all in what you're trying to do. I do tell people, shout out to my mama telling everybody to buy my book. For a lot of people that are looking to get consultations.
That was actually my next question. Can you touch on that? I was gonna ask you to talk about your ebook and like what it entails, and tell these motherfuckers where to buy it. Excuse my language. Sorry.
So my book is called If You Didn't Know. Since the brand is In the Know, it's my way of telling people, if you didn't know, these are the things you should know. I called it the independent artist guide to being in the know, but I've learned after talking to a few of my friends and a lot of my colleagues, like this is a book that is based off of anybody looking to brand themselves, whatever brand you have, whether you're a photographer or a videographer or whatever the case may be. If you have a brand, this book is most definitely for you. It's really just the basics of being able to pitch yourself, how to pitch yourself properly, how to build your brand and establish it, how to find your target market, how to find your sound or your niche to your brand. And it's just the basics because I am coming out with a volume 2. This is just volume 1. Couldn't give everybody everything in the first volume. But also with the book, I feel like if you have at least these 4 or 5 steps done, by the time you actually come and reach out to me, do more, we actually have something to work with. Because a lot of people have a really bad habit of being like, hey, let's work on what?
Right.
You know what you want to work on. But if you have these 5 things already squared away and set to go, then you're telling me, then you're coming to the table like, hey, I have this song. It's already been mixed. It's been mastered. I need cover art and I need to know how we're going to do this rollout. Bam. See, now you know what you want to work on. A lot of people come to the table. They just want you to listen to their music. Okay, now listen to your music. I tell you I like it or I don't like it. Now what? What are we doing? Right. So for me, I felt like this book will also just to help and assist people because my consultations are $125 an hour. A lot of people say that that's a lot of money. All right. So here, I got you a book. It's $50. It's on my website. Domo.com. Go get it. If you have all of these things squared away, you telling me that you're doing all of these things, then bam, for real, you won't even need the consultation because you'll be doing all the things that you need to do necessary to even put yourself in position to be able to do it. You won't even need me no more. Right. So it's just a way to assist again, because a lot of people don't even know what they need help with. A lot of people don't know all the different steps in how to make things happen. So shout out to my mama putting the link in the in the comments.
Period.
That is my biggest fan. Okay,
I know that's right. Mama. I know
don't play. Right. Go check out my book. And yeah, it's a good starter for a lot of artists that are still just trying to figure it out. Artists that are trying to rebrand. It's a good way to most definitely get to it.
Right. Speaking of, songs, people asking you, is my song hot or not? Have you listened to my new single, But You Knew, available on all platforms right now?
Of course. I heard it when it was just a snippet back in the day. So I heard, I know that this is a song that's been waiting to come out. And I've been loving the visuals and the rollouts for it because you most definitely have been doing your thing.
Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. Speaking of female rappers, speaking of female artists, aside from myself, love to always, share the spotlight with other women. And since this is a female empowered focus series, please tell me, what female artists are you listening to right now? Who you bumping in the whip?
Who am I bumping in the whip that's a female artist? I mean, does Saucy Santana count? Because I've been listening because he can be female empowerment vibes.
Yay! Okay? I'm not gonna lie, because when you had posted that comment, that picture with that caption, no belly. What did he say about Keisha?
No belly dancing. I'm Keisha.
I hadn't heard the song yet. I had to look the words up. I said, "Oh, wait a minute." I was like, did you pick that up?
Nah. Actually, that's JT on the song Shisha because the City's Girls is on Santana's project. Go check out Santana Keep It Player, okay? I've been listening to Santana and I've been listening to Dream Dog because I really like that. You know my body. With her and Capella Gray. Yeah.
Yeah. I like her too.
Not if they wear thongs that count.
Period. This got a long weave and a beard. Like, what?
And nails. Okay. Yes. So Saucy Santana. That's who I've been listening to.
Okay. All right. Cool. What can we expect from Domo? I know you're going to let the work speak for itself. Can you just give us a little of what you got going on in 2022? What can we expect?
2022, y'all can expect more content, to be totally honest. I've been really, really slacking on my content. A lot of it has to deal with I'm waiting on some things to get squared away. Like our studio is currently in construction right now, so we got some things that's coming. once we have like our multimedia studios put together, then y'all gonna be seeing more content coming from me. But I'm most definitely trying to give y'all at least more photo shoots, because I see how my birthday photo shoots make people so excited. So I'm most
definitely. Give us the reels, give us the carousels, baby. Give us the Instagram live, give us the story, give it to us. Yes.
Yeah, so way more content, way more focused content. And we gonna see, because a lot of people keep asking me about like my artist interviews, but there's a certain way that I want to do it, and it's just all in timing. So me, I don't like to rush things. But if it's not the way that I want it to be, then it ain't gonna be done. So lately, it's just all in timing. But most definitely more content, just more work, more of me showing what I can do, because I do hear, hey, I didn't know you did that. I hear that all the time.
Right.
So I want to make sure that I put it into a place.
Putting up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Again, I put so much of myself into my position, because I put a lot of myself into everything that I do. So it's like, I want to make sure that when I do put myself out there, that people know that I can do more than one thing that you may have, me for.
Yeah. That's why I really wanted to interview you, because I know you have so many things going on. And even I, as your homegirl, don't know everything that you got going on.
It'd be a lot, man.
Baby, I was like, let me get this girl on here so she could tell us all what she doing, so we could tap in for the services, okay?
Look, go ahead, get them services, people, okay?
Right. Hey, little
But
Domo.
the no show is coming back, most definitely on allinradio.com. I used to do it on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We are now changing it to Wednesdays at 3 p.m. I've learned that, of course, what you'll learn in my book, I teach you about how to find your insights and understanding your traffic, to be able to find your niche tribe or community, or whatever you want to call it. And for me, Wednesdays are like my high traffic days. So Wednesdays at 3 o'clock, the no show is most definitely coming to you.
And for the people who don't know, what is the no show?
The no show is, people try to call it a podcast, but it's not a podcast. It's a radio show, because I play music. It's mostly music, but of course I still talk about different topics that go on. You'll hear new music, most definitely from mainstream artists, your favorite artists, and maybe some artists you don't know. And then of course I give you to know. I tell you what's going on and how I feel about what's going on, and what some things we need to talk about. But it's most definitely 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So you'll be on next week.
Next Wednesday we're going to do it. This Wednesday we were supposed to do it, but I had a lot going on. Also, I can let y'all know March 2nd and March 10th, I'll be doing some hostings for Red Bull. I'm actually about to start doing like some brand ambassadorships with them this year. So a lot of brand curated events that'll be surrounding the In the Know brand this year.
Will these be events that we can attend, or?
The Red Bull ones currently are for college students. So if y'all know some college students, I love to give back. That's like one of my main missions and focuses when it comes to my brand, is being able to give back. So these events right now are for just college students, but a lot of the other things that I will be curating throughout the rest of the year will be things that others can come to.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damo. My last question for you is, do you have any advice to give young women who are to build a career?
Just stand your ground. Stand your ground and know your worth. That's the main thing. If you already know what you're talking about, and you know that you're doing your job, and you know that you're doing it well and you're excelling at it, don't ever let somebody give you less than. But I would rather you not take it than to receive less than, for sure. But most definitely stand your ground and hold your weight, because people are going to try to give you nothing if they can. So don't take nothing, take it all and add tax.
Right. Y'all heard it here first, y'all. Know your worth, okay? Definitely, y'all go follow my girl, Domo. I Know Domo. Please purchase her ebook at iknowdomo.com. Tap in for her services. In the Know Consulting, if you are artist, musician, even photographer, whatever the heck you do creatively, tap in with my girl. She is.
There's nobody really on your team than a black woman. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
nobody really on your team than a black woman. Y'all know how this black girl magic do, okay? Period. Thank y'all for thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. I love you.
I ain't even eat my sandwich, girl.
I know, right? Callie and Lil Dollar's gonna have a play date.
It's coming. It's most definitely coming. I gotta get him fixed though because
Callie's fade. He can't do nothing to her.
Okay, good. Because Dollars is most definitely a hornball.
He can't do nothing. But he can't be humping my baby though because I don't not even with the dog. So
yeah, unfortunately, Dollars is a nigga for sure.
All right, girl. Well, we gonna plan it. We gonna link soon. Definitely, I'm gonna hit you.
All right, later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.